All right, Butler, why don't you just tell me what you felt about this movie? Because I already know you hate it.
It's terrible.
Oh,
It's
come
bad.
on,
It's
terrible.
really bad.
Oh,
It's really bad.
oh, come on.
Hi, I'm Mike Butler.
And I'm Mike Field.
And we've returned from the graveyard of podcasts to bring you a 5-episode block of shows as you now enter Forgotten Horror Part 5. A new beginning. Did I overdo it there? I overdid it there. Each episode, we discuss a film that, for a variety of reasons, was forgotten by audiences. Maybe they were being attacked by a creature or chased down by a headless horseman while walking home from a pub. Or perhaps the movie didn't catch on with the audience in its initial run because they were pod people. We'll discuss what we love about the movie, or maybe don't love about it, but we'll always recommend you revisit it. You never know. You might find your own forgotten gem. If you survived the Silver Shamrock Mask promotion, we want to hear from you. We're on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. Like, share, and subscribe. Our podcast is available on all platforms for your listening displeasure.
What's up?
Nothing.
As you can see, I have joined the Blue Ribbons.
The green ribbons.
The Green Ribbons. As my Letterman jacket from 1993 still fits.
How's it smell?
It smells like an old jacket from 1993. It just needs to be cleaned. And I'll be wearing this out in the town. And be like, hey, that's the guy from that. You know what? When I wear this, I know I'm wearing this for the movie we're doing. I am going to take it off soon. But it reminds me of the Needful Things where the guy's wearing the jacket, he skins the dog.
Oh, yeah.
And he's like the bum, the drunk. That's like, I don't want to wear this. It's 9 through quarterback. And I did not play basketball. But yeah, so I'm taking this off now. It's hot.
It's done. The shtick is over. The shtick is over.
Oh my God, I'm sweating. Holy cow. Holy cow, I'm sweating. Hang on, Butler. I'm getting to it. Put it around the chair. Relax.
One eternity later.
So, Field,
Yes.
now that your jacket debacle is over,
Whew.
what are we talking about today?
Well, if you knew my reference before, you would have known that we're doing the 1998 film Disturbing Behavior. Steve Clark is a newcomer in the town of Cradle Bay, and he quickly realizes that there's something odd about his high school classmates. The clique, known as Blue Ribbons, are the eerie embodiment of academic excellence and clean living. But like the rest of the town, they're a little too perfect. When Steve's rebellious friend Gavin mysteriously joins their ranks, Steve searches for the truth with fellow misfit Rachel. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a summary.
That,
That's the movie.
all right. Disturbing Behavior has a runtime of 84 minutes, and we'll get into that because there are multiple runtimes of multiple versions that are out there. Rated R, production budget of $15 million, came out on July 24th, 1998. Side note, Butler, I think I've mentioned this before in the podcast. I'm going to bring it up again. This was one of my more memorable movie-going experiences because I watched this film in New York City when I was at the NYFA for a couple months in the summer of 98.
Ooh.
Me and my buddy Adrian were there to basically learn filmmaking. But what we learned was that we already knew how to make a film. So, but anyways, it was fun.
As my college professor for film told me when I was having trouble double majoring, you don't need a degree to be a bum.
There you go.
That's exactly what he told me. And then later on, he tried to retract that. He's like, I must have been drunk or grouchy when I said that. I go, well, you said it.
Nice. But anyways, look, my story. You interrupted my story. But anyway, so anyways,
oh, that wasn't why it was memorable?
No, it was memorable because it was a packed house and people were like all into it. It was just fun. It was a fun time. I always remember that time. What?
We're going to be talking about two very different movies. I think.
Whatever. Get over yourself. Opening weekend did $7 million. I obviously was one of that. Domestic and worldwide are the same. I don't think this got an international release. Was $17.5 million. So this production budget doesn't have the advertising budget, which I doubt they had a lot of advertising for him. Or maybe they did because I think that was part of the problem. So I don't think this movie was. It might be in the black now after DVD sales.
After DVD and rentals.
Yeah.
I mean, this is definitely a rent it kind of movie.
Mm-hmm. Production company was MGM, Village Roadshow Pictures, and Beacon Pictures. Distributed by MGM US in the United States, and Columbia Pictures internationally, but it didn't do any business internationally. So, or we don't have those numbers. Either way, told you it came out on the 24th of July, Friday. It went up against in a wide release, a little movie called Saving Private Ryan. So
never heard of it.
Exactly, right? Who is this Ryan? Did he earn it? Also, Mafia, and a limited release Lolita and Billy's Hollywood Screen Kiss. The week after the 31st, you had a wide release of The Negotiator.
A movie we did on Forgotten Cinema.
The Parent Trap, the
Lindsay
Lohan one, the remake. Yep. Basketball and Ever After, a Cinderella story, and a limited release of The Governess and Full Tilt Boogie. The week before the 17th, you had a wide release of The Mask of Zorro. Another film we did. Yeah, we did. Why do we do The Mask and not The Legend of Zorro? I can't remember.
Because The Legend of Zorro is a sequel. That's not as good.
Right. You're right. It's not as good. All right. And a limited release of Polish Wedding. And then the Wednesday before that, the 15th. So I'm going to count this since this is a really big film. Is There's Something About Mary. So that's another big film that came out this is the summer. So that's what you're going to get.
It's the summer. It's the late 90s.
I don't know if that film was expected to be so big and popular.
I don't think so.
Yeah. I would venture a guess that it's the Farrelly brothers' biggest film.
It's definitely their most well-known film, for sure.
Yeah. Okay. This movie was directed by David Nutter. We are big fans of David Nutter because he did TV show The X-Files.
That's right.
He also did the TV show, some episodes for Entourage and Game of Thrones more recently. Written by Scott Rosenberg, who had written Beautiful Girls, which is a movie that we did on the Forgotten Cinema, High Fidelity, and Venom. Cinematography was John S. Bartley, who has done Eight-Legged Freaks, Wrong Turn, Hypnotic, the recent one, Robert Rodriguez film, and the TV show Bates Motel. Composer was Mark Snow, who's also done X-Files. He actually did the theme. Smallville and Blue Bloods. Those are both TV shows, obviously. Edited by Randy John Morgan, who's done Cagney and Lacey, so he's been around. TV show China Beach, the TV show ER, and he was an assistant editor all the way back on the movie 1941, a movie that Spielberg wants to forget, but I still love. Produced by Armin Bernstein and John Shestak. Bernstein has done the TV show Castle, The Road to Wellville, and Air Force One, Get Off My Plane. And then John Shestak has done Ghosts of Girlfriends Past, Dan in Real Life, and The Last Seduction. And yes, a movie we did in our show way back when.
Yeah.
James Marsden as Steve Clark. He's obviously Cyclops in the X-Men series. He's in the movie Hairspray, The D-Train.
That's another movie we did.
And the Sonic the Hedgehog series. I think 3 is coming out soon. Katie Holmes plays Rachel Wagner. She's in Go.
Another movie we did.
The Gift. We probably have to stop doing that. Pieces of April. Batman Begins. She's not in the other ones. She gets replaced. And Jack and Jill, which I only put Jack and Jill in there because he had another chance for me to tell you to go watch the Al Pacino Dunkin' Donuts commercial that they do at the end of this movie. I love that. I love that.
Hey, Field.
Yeah.
Burn this.
I love that. Dunkachino. Okay, sorry. Nick Stahl as Gavin Strick. He's in Terminator 3. What's the subtitle for Terminator 3?
Rise of the Machines.
Right. Okay. In the Bedroom, which is a really good film. I recommend it big time. Directed by Todd Field, who also did the more recent movie with Cate Blanchett, which I'm blanking on the name of it already. Tar. So I definitely go check out In the Bedroom. He also was in the TV show Carnival, which I used to watch. Did you not watch Carnival? It was the HBO show about the traveling carnival.
No, I never watched it. I know that's like how he got big.
It's really good. It's a good movie. In the Bedroom kind of put his name on the map a little bit, and then Carnival was after that.
You said good movie. It's a TV show.
Excuse me, TV show. I apologize.
Is he not also in Deadwood? Am I just conflating Carnival and Deadwood in terms of
he
what
might
he's
be
in?
because I don't know. He's not. Okay. He's in the TV show Let the Right One In, the reboot of the TV of the movie. Or whatever.
Is he?
Yeah, he's in that. Bruce Greenwood as Dr. Edgar Caldecott from the Star Trek series. He's also in 13 Days, the Resident TV show, and Super 8. Catherine Isabel as Lindsay Clark from Bad Times at El Royale. She's also in the Ginger Snap series for horror fans out there, and the TV series The Order. William Sadler as Dorian Newsbury, who's from obviously he's Death and Bill and Ted, Shawshank Redemption, Die Hard 2, and The Mist. AJ Buckley as Chug Morgan. That's the kid that's going after Rachel in this movie.
Oh, Chug.
I know. He's in a TV show, CSI New York, SEAL Team, and Fire Country. Derek Hamilton as Trent Whalen. I don't know if he's related to Pat Whalen, our friend of yet another MCU podcast. He is in Life on the Line and The Shack. And these are just like Lorna, the girl in the movie that bangs her head in the glass, is played by Crystal Cass. She does nothing after this. She retired from acting. UV, the Nick Stahl's character's friend, the Gavin Strick's friend, who is albino. He's played by Chad Donella. He's in Shattered Glass and Final Destination. I don't believe he is albino in real life. So I'm sure he's canceled now. Tobias Mailer as Andy Efkin from Carrie. He's in Carrie and the movie Carrie, the remake, and the TV show Young Blades. He's the kid in the beginning of the movie who breaks that girl's neck.
Yep.
You turn around, remember. And then Ethan Embry is in this briefly.
Oh yeah,
as the older brother.
I was really disappointed because I love Ethan Embry, and I was like, well, if it's a 90 something, it's got to have Ethan Embry in it, and then he's only in like 5 minutes.
I think that has a lot to do. Yeah, exactly. I think it has a lot to do with the cut. So he's in Sweet Home Alabama and Can't Hardly Wait. Okay,
Freaky Links.
I love Freaky Links. Butler's a big fan of Freaky Links, which is not a great show, but it's okay. I respect you for liking it. All right, Butler, why don't you just tell me what you felt about this movie? Because I already know you hate it.
It's terrible.
Oh,
it's
come
bad.
on,
it's terrible. really bad.
Oh.
It's really bad.
Oh, come on.
I watched this with Elise because she was like, "Oh, it's James Marsden, Katie Holmes." I'm like, it looks super 90s.
Yes.
And she's like, "Can I go upstairs now? This is bad." And I was like, "No, I have to watch this. You started watching it. We're watching this.
She's technically on the show. She didn't have to watch it.
This movie is really, really poorly executed in almost every way. We could go whichever way you want to go with it.
I was just going to read the big
best
giant
part of
note
the movie,
I have here about like what happens.
The best part of the movie is the X-Files references, all the X-Files people that get stuck in here, and Flagpole Sitta plays for all of 30 seconds.
And the Fly song in the beginning.
That's a good song as well. Yeah.
No, there are other things in the movie that are okay. First of all, we're now going to say Razor all the time. I don't know why you're not going to get on that board.
True. That is true.
We're going to train that it's Razor.
This movie is not Razor, though. That's the thing.
Well, this movie...
I don't even think a longer cut would save this movie. That's the thing.
No, here's the thing.
The thing that saves this movie is
it.
After the 4-minute long opening credit sequence, which is horribly boring and just overdone.
It wasn't 4 minutes long.
It's 3.5 minutes.
You did not time it.
I did.
You did not.
I did. I looked at the timestamp afterward. I absolutely did it. It's in my notes. And the credits, it's got to be in the 70-minute range, which is something that David Nutter said, which I like that note in the final screen, which we'll get into like all the different test screenings they did. Where they're like, well, no one walked out. And he was like, they only had 70 minutes. They didn't have time to walk out.
Yeah, I know. Exactly. So this movie is obviously plagued by studio interference. It's not there's an original director's cut out there of 115 minutes that is supposedly out there, but nobody knows, where it is.
Right.
They put the deleted scenes online.
It's on the DVD as well.
Yeah. And somebody did a fan cut where they put in the deleted scenes, but who wants to watch that piece of crap? Come on. So there is that stuff out there. I did watch the alternate ending, with Gavin, What Happens to Gavin, which I didn't mind. It was fine. Where he's on the ferry.
Oh yeah. I don't like him coming back to begin with, but yeah.
In general.
Yeah.
Okay.
I prefer the teacher than the ferry. Although the teacher denotes that he's been now like 8-9 years later. Because he'll have to go to school.
Right. You mean you're talking about the ending with
the ending that we have? Yeah.
I thought you meant
the ferry ending.
Caldecott when he go. No. That the ending that they wrote in there was a forced ending that they told Nutter to do.
Because they were like, what happened to all the people? Were like, what happened to Gavin? I'm just wondering what happened to Gavin.
I don't know if they sounded like that, Butler.
That's exactly what they sounded like at the test screening.
Look. So clearly there is, like Nutter was going to release the director's cut, and MGM said no. They told him no. He's asked repeatedly to put it out, and they say no. So maybe at some point we'll get it. I don't know. I think if we do get it, I almost feel like we need to do another episode to do that version so that we can compare the two. I'm saying that I like this film for a variety of reasons. I'm not saying I like this film. I'm saying that I don't hate this film like you do.
I think you're stricken by the 90s-ness of it.
Yes. What is wrong with that?
There are so many other 90s things that we've done that are out there that you can watch. There's so many other Dimension films.
Why can't you just celebrate trash?
Seems more cursed than cursed. I just can't. I just can't.
Well, get your nose out of the air and come down to earth.
Trash.
You can't.
I don't go into a garbage can and go, oh, it smells
Why can't
so
you
good.
celebrate just trash
I can
film?
appreciate
Why can't you
2 days
celebrate
ago's dinner.
Katie Holmes going, that's Razor, dancing on the back of a flatbed for no reason?
I said, well, we can get into Katie Holmes. She appears to like, damn, old school like Katie Holmes. And then she acted. And I was like, oh, yeah, that's why you don't see her in a lot of stuff.
Oh, she's not bad.
I don't think Katie Holmes is very strong.
I disagree.
But then some of her lines, as she starts saying more lines, I go, oh, well, the writing's not helping. I don't think it's fair for us to judge an actress's performances. But if you want to go there, brother, because you're an actor, you don't want me to judge your performances. But You never give me notes.
It's fine.
I got no notes. It's worse than notes.
I think that she probably is she the best actress ever? No, but I've seen far worse, and she does probably need. And this is an early point in her career because Dawson's Creek was.
This is during Dawson's Creek. Yeah.
So she's learning how to act. I think during this film, throughout this time.
I will say her monologue we talk about when we do the episode Go. Her monologue at the end of Go is really well done.
I think that she like I said, she's learning on the job. So you're kind of seeing that. And I think you're right. I think she needs better writing. I think she probably I probably, again, it's tough for me to, because this isn't David Nutter's version. So I don't want to throw it at the feet of David Nutter. This is obviously, a cut up version. So I guarantee you we're missing stuff with the older brother.
You want to get into scenes I think we're missing.
No.
There are shots where I'm just like, where are we now?
Okay. I just don't want you to start throwing darts at this thing willy-nilly. Let's build up to it. You want to get into stuff.
Go talk. That's what I said. We'll go where you want to go.
I'm just saying that we can't.
I understand it's trouble.
We can't be judgmental of things in this movie because we already know going in that stuff was hacked up. So,
but there are still things in this hacked up movie that I'm like, I don't know if anything can make it better. I don't know if there's a good movie in here to begin with. I understand that David Nutter would want to put his scenes in there that
he wanted to take his name off this film.
I saw that, and then he decided not to. He should have.
Well, I mean, you do that so you can keep working.
Yeah, I mean, he's still had a career. He's doing great in TV. He's directed some of the biggest episodes of Game of Thrones.
But he hasn't done a lot of movies. So
maybe he doesn't want to anymore.
Well, true.
And also,
this is very true.
I'm sure that HBO money is pretty good for shows like Game of Thrones.
Well, not anymore. All right. Well, why don't we start off with give me something that I guess I can't talk my way out of in terms of you can't throw that at the feet. You can't say, oh, maybe there's a version that explains this. Yeah. See? Yeah. You're all coming in all hot.
All right. Well, one of the things that I always say I don't like, and this is both a like and a dislike, is Nick Stahl is the best part of this movie.
Okay.
Gavin is the best part. But even Gavin has moments, again, where he talks like teenagers don't talk, where he exposes and expounds in a way that's like every high school has their own William Shakespeare, who is a savant at the written word and the spoken language. And it's just like, with a D average or a C average.
Well, how about this? Let's compare his character to Josh Hartnett's character in The Faculty. Because they're essentially almost the same character. Yeah. So what is he doing different or the same or what? Compare those because those are the same character.
I have the same problem with The Faculty. The Faculty is overall a better film. But no, they are. Now that you're saying that, they are the same character. I do like also that after seeing Terminator 3 Rise of the Machines, you're like, who's this guy? Why can't they get the original John Connor? This kind of slacker pothead Gavin reminds me of like, all right, so this is what Nick Stahl would have been like as a young John Connor. Mm-hmm. So I kind of like seeing that. But I do overall like him. But that kind of dialogue, I just don't think works for me. I just don't really appreciate it. The other thing that I don't know if you can talk your way out of, the Motorheads. Our school has a Motorheads. They're all about cars and things.
Right.
But maybe things were different in 1999. How many kids had cars that were like all about like modding them and stuff in your school? Like that's not a subset in most schools. Like maybe in the 50s. Well, this isn't Greece. Who wrote the Motorheads?
Two things. Two things. One, I went to an all boys school, so that wasn't. We were all wearing ties. It was a Catholic boys school. No one was doing that. Two. That scene you're talking about, where they're talking about everyone, it's like. Almost like, isn't that from Clueless? Like, didn't we already do this scene?
I was talking about that with Elise when I was watching it. It's in Clueless, it's in Mean Girls, and it's in...
Is it in 10 Things I Hate About You?
Yes, 10 Things I Hate About You. Yeah. The three things you pointed out.
I'm sitting there going, why?
It's so stereotypical, so overdone. It's just like, come on. Yeah. But like the Motorheads just were like, this is Grease? There's no Motorheads anymore. Yeah.
They should have been singing that song.
Cars don't cost $20 anymore. No, there's no Motorheads.
Let's stay on that subject. Let's stay on the Motorhead subject because I can't remember what was the name of the kid that they first turned into the blue.
I don't remember his name.
Like blue butt,
blue ribbon.
Blue ribbon.
I don't remember his name. But
the guy who loved his car.
He was into cars.
And then they're like smashing his car. It's like, what's wrong with the car?
He's smashing his own car.
Yeah, but the car is not like.
The car represents.
The car was a nice car.
Being obsessed with Motorhead stuff and being obsessed with. automobiles. You need to be obsessed with stocks and bonds and the football team and the sock hop and the malt shop. You need to be a kid from Greece, and these parents have no problem with that for some reason.
It would have been nice. I would have been nice to have some kind of background a little bit on what exactly was the end game for the Blue Ribbons, like beyond high school. Do you know what I mean? Like,
I think it was probably to put them in positions of power.
Well, that's the
or
thing.
Teachers to get.
But
more
here's the
of
thing.
them.
You kind of get that sense because they go visit the
asylum,
the mental hospital, Butler.
They call it the asylum.
They do.
The name of the place is Asylum.
Arkham Asylum. They go to visit Arkham Asylum, and they go, which we'll get into because so they go visit there, and then you kind of see like he's done this already with his own daughter, and he's like, "Oh, she was a mistake," and he's just like, "She sucks." Like she wasn't. He's like crapping all over his daughter
to begin with,
right? So I just would I want a little more there, obviously. But while we're on the asylum or Arkham Asylum, when they first get there, I'm like, wow, is this place deserted? And then I'm like, wait a minute, there's people here, and then like there's people working here, and I'm like, what is going on? Like,
it's the most empty mental hospital you've ever
and there's
seen.
Like one guard and one nurse.
One guard. No, there's two nurses.
There was two?
Where they're just letting people floss till their mouth are bleeding all over the place.
And they're just all
Everyone's
walking everywhere. And then I'm pretty sure that they walked past rooms that were locked, and then those people still showed up when they were in the room when they were with the daughter.
I know there's the one guy who started bashing his head against the door.
It was really all over the place. That scene, I'm just like, I don't know what's happening.
And then
here.
they run out like they've been caught, but you don't see them being caught, which maybe is a cut scene, but they play Flagpole Sitta for all 30 seconds. Like, we got to get out of here.
There's only two people that work there.
You're good.
The guard didn't even seem too agitated. He was just like, let me just get
all
up.
40 of the patients went up to the window and were like, what's going on in there? And the guard was like, oh, what?
Kids. There's kids running around. We get these kids all the time. What was the name of the town again? I forgot.
I don't even remember.
I love the name of Cradle Bay though. It's just like
Cradle Bay is a real movie town.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a Twin Peaks type name. Go to Cradle Bay.
You liked Nick Stahl's character. You liked Gavin.
I do. I don't want to be completely. I do like Gavin.
I was already tired of UV as soon as you met him. When
UV is a stereotypical, you got to have the stoner friend from the 90s in a horror movie.
Like he sits down and he's like super close to Steve. It's like, dude, back off. Like you're way too close.
He reminded me of a lot of like Seth Green's roles in the 90s. Like
Idle Hands?
Yeah. Just like, they couldn't get Seth Green.
I was just already tired. But in the cutscene, UV actually shoots Gavin. UV's the one that he has the gun at the end.
Oh, he has the gun? Because I was so mad watching it going, why is the gun not reappeared? Yeah. Do you not care that you set up a device and you're not coming back to it?
Yeah.
When Steve got kidnapped, I'm like, he's going to use the gun on him. Oh, no, he's still in the scalpel. He doesn't have the gun. It's just, all right.
And I didn't get what exactly was going to go in the eye. Like, was it going to go through the eye? It was a brand.
That's the thing. It looked like a brand, but when it looked like a Terminator eye thing when people freaked out whenever they had their moments of horniness.
Whenever the kids are, sexually aroused,
they get
they start losing. They go violent.
They don't snap back into it. They get violent or overly sex. They go too far above where they were.
Yeah.
So if they get annoyed, because when Chug beats up the grocery store, he's annoyed as well.
Well, he gets he lets out his rage on somebody else. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, when Lorna, when Lorna like just takes over top. And I'm just like, I guess I know why this is R. and I'm just like, what? And then she just starts banging her head. I'm like, oh my god, what is going on?
Good girls don't do the code.
Yeah.
And then he's just watching it, like maybe take her away from the mirror.
That's interesting enough for me to like. I wanted to know more. I just kind of like. I mean, maybe it felt more like an X-Files episode.
I want to bring that up. It's an episode. It's a TV show episode. The thing that I don't think even a full cut can fix is the fact that it feels like a TV show episode and looks and sounds like an episode.
Mm-hmm.
Mark Snow is, I love his songs for the X-Files. That's a TV show score. The lighting is a TV show lighting.
The dun dun dun, that stuff. Yeah.
It's just, and the do the tinkles are like as the students are pouring into the house. It's like, this looks like a TV show. It's lit like a TV show. When they're in the vent watching the the little discussion in the pews of the cafeteria.
That's
or whatever,
number one. That's a really big event, but yes.
Yeah, it's just the way it's lit. I actually said out loud, I'm like, this is a TV show. We're watching the pilot episode of a TV show about experiments going on in a high school.
Mm-hmm.
I would watch that show.
Mm-hmm.
But this is not, or it needs to be a 45-minute. Mulder and Scully are investigating the school where this is happening.
Right.
And maybe that's where the idea originated. I don't know. But that's what this movie is, and what it looks like, sounds like, and is scored like.
Well,
and lit like.
You talked about people from the X-Files being on this. Howard Gordon, who wrote a lot of X-Files episodes, he also did 24 on Homeland, does an uncredited writer on this film. So he probably was brought on by Nutter to beef up the script or whatever.
Right.
Maybe that's where you're getting those notes. But give me some other people that you noticed were from the X-Files.
Dwayne Barry is the sheriff, going around arresting kids for no reason.
Yeah.
Covering up murders, which we never really get the fact that he's in league with Bruce Greenwood's character.
They never set that up. Yep.
And then his partner at the beginning who gets murdered is William Spender.
Agent Spender. Yep.
Yeah. Agent William Spender, right?
I don't know if it's William. Is it William? I know that his father's is William.
Yeah.
The cigarette smoking man's
son. Mulder's half brother.
Yep.
So I was like, oh God.
Spoiler. Yep.
So yeah, I thought that was really cool seeing the two of them. I was like, oh man, this is an X-Files movie.
That's like Final Destination had James Wong and Glenn Morgan, who were from the X-Files. Yes. I remember that's the whole reason why I watched Final Destination. I was like, oh, these guys did X-Files. And then they left. They came back for the third one, which the third one was fine too, with the roller coaster.
Mm-hmm.
No. So I definitely support whenever I see X-Files people. So I'm always like, oh, interesting. I want to see what they're doing. Absolutely, 100%. Just because I love that show is fantastic. Did you notice that we had a crossover here of editors? Now, I didn't bring him. I didn't bring his name up. Randy John Morgan was the original editor, but they kind of had somebody else come in to re-edit the film
for the other
cuts. Yeah. And it was George Folsey Jr. Do you remember where he was from?
No.
It's our first Forgotten Horror this year, American Werewolf in London.
Oh, was he?
So he was, I think he was like in charge of editing services at MGM or whatever. And he came in and he recut the film. Like they basically took the film away from David Nutter and just kind of recut it. Yeah. We kept talking about it. I have a huge note that I copied and pasted because I was like, I was not writing this down.
I think it's probably the same note that I'm looking at right now.
Right. So let me get through it and then you can cut me off wherever you want to cut me off. Movie shot they shot in March of 98, finished in early May. That's what this note says, which is already wrong, I think, because the note I had was that they started in January and shot until March.
March to May is like crazy quick.
Right. So he completed the edit. He did the 115-minute edit. That's David Nutter did that in 7 weeks. They showed it at the studio to at then time MGM president Michael Nathanson, and they loved it. Everyone loved it. They had a test screening on the 15th of May in Plano, Texas. There were over 300 people, and they were all like ages 15 to 24. That's what they had. They're the film's target audience. 15 to 24 is radar film, but all right, okay, 15 to 24, we got you. And it was a good enough response, but Nathanson and some other execs were worried because one of the complaints from that test screening was that some of the parts of films, like there was a sex scene between Steve and Rachel. And the original ending that we talked about where Gavin dies, like they didn't know, they didn't like him. They were like worried about him. Like, oh my God, my kids are going to like that kind of thing.
Well, why would it be kids? If it's 15 to 24 year olds, why wouldn't they like
maybe there were blue ribbons.
Boobs walk into the scene. Why were you going, listen, guys, I didn't like the breasts.
Yeah.
Like what 15 to 24-year-old did they actually have in here?
So
a bunch of plants.
Right. So they ordered Nutter to recut the film, and he cut it down to 95 minutes. 2 weeks later, did another test screening at Westlake Village. And I guess that went well again. But MGM took the movie away from Nutter at that point and ordered in order to film another ending in which Gavin is shown to be alive and he's a high school he's a school teacher, which I hate. I hate that excuse me. Sorry. I hate that ending.
It's whatever.
I know, but like so someone else shot that, not Nutter. I apologize. I said Nutter before. And then so let's see, movie was also recut with the help. I said that with the help of George Folsey Jr., who was MGM's vice president of production editing. You're a VP of editing, and you need to fix this film for us. Like, that's not my job. All right. So you got to go down there and do that. So he cut down and deleted a lot of Steve's flashbacks with with Ethan Embry's character. There was more exposition and character scenes they cut out, more plot parts they cut out. Scenes between the teens and their parents were also cut because MGM ordered those scenes with adults to be cut out of the film to make it more interesting for their target audience. The same target audience, apparently, that told them that they didn't like the sex scenes and the other stuff. Yeah. So
your target audience doesn't know what they want.
Right.
And also you need the adults because you need to figure out why these parents are allowing it. It makes no sense.
Well, what kills me is their target audience, which they thought were young teenagers. Okay, fine. Your 84-minute cut is still rated R. It's still rated R. In June, so after that, they did 2 more test screenings in Fallbrook in San Diego County. Different responses, lots of complaints. They didn't like the new ending that he was alive. Nutter wanted to remove his name from the film because the studio obviously interfered and recut it, but then he changed his mind. They did a 4th test screening, and Butler brought this point up where he says it was 72 minutes long, and Folsey was the one trying to encourage him. I said, who had time? He said, like, nobody walked out.
Nobody walked out.
Nutter said, who had time to walk out? Exactly.
72 minutes.
So they did a 5th test screening in Fallbrook in that July for 400 people, 11 days before the film opened. This is when they did another test screening. And
they did more editing.
Exactly. So, but I guess I got good enough response. And so they released it. We talked about Nutter wanted to do a director's cut. They said no.
The DVD is 103 minutes long.
Yes.
There's 11 deleted scenes, including an original ending, which still sucks.
Yeah. It's just, as you can tell, it's just a big mess. It's a big, big mess. I think that
this is the kind of movie that nowadays the studio like Warner Brothers would not release it and collect the tax money on it. That's what this movie is.
Well, I think we need to see the original version.
Do we though?
Yes, we do. We do, Butler. We do. We do need to see the original version. Why do you hate on trash films? Give me a film that. Again, I'm not going to bat for this film. I'm just not crapping on it as much as you are. But give me a film that it has the same level of trash that is bad that you love.
I like a lot of trashy films. Yeah. But then you lambast me for those.
No.
If you don't like a trashy film, it's just you don't like it. You have those moments too. You don't want to do Blank Man. I love Blank Man. That's a trashy film.
Okay, fine.
But you would trash all over that if we did it.
Yeah.
There's just if it's some films that are trashy.
So that's a film you're talking
hit you
about.
And make you think it's not the most well-made film, but I enjoy parts of it.
Is Blank Man appropriate though? I don't know. I didn't see it. Is it
I haven't seen it
appropriate for now?
I don't think it's bad for now. I don't think there's anything.
I mean, Chug says the R word a couple of times here, but I mean, he's a bad guy, so it's it's whatever. It's his thing.
I just love that Chug dies when he's grabbing a soda. And I'm just like,
is he dead?
Going out the way he came in.
I'm
surprised. He gets brained.
Here's the thing. I'm surprised they killed them all. I was really surprised that they killed them all.
Because they're all kids?
No,
because I love that. I think that's another thing I really liked.
I was just for some reason I don't know why I thought this, but I thought maybe like they were going to that stuff, the rat catcher thing, song. Whatever it is that William Sadler's character does.
Which who is William Sadler's character? We won't go over it.
Yeah, I know they don't really mention that. I thought that just kind of conks out the implant,
brings them back,
and they come back to normal. I totally forgot that they actually die.
No, yeah, they kill a quarter of that school.
Yeah,
Steven's gonna be wanted for murder. They're never going back to real life.
When he he won't be wanted if they find out what he did to Colacott. He will be wanted because I'm like, my note is Steve, you just murdered a guy.
It's just like the end. That's another thing is like, I love that the kids all die at the same time. It's so stupid. It's hilarious. Like, wee, like lemmings going off the thing.
That's right.
But it looks so bad, especially when Bruce Greenwood's character gets thrown off the ledge and he's doing the with the hands.
Yeah.
The special effect. I'm like, this is 1998. This is like, we're 1 year away from The Matrix. That special effect is garbage. Because again, it's
$15 million movie.
It's a TV show. It's an episode. Yeah.
Go back to the mental hospital.
Do we have to?
Well, how about the thought process of the idea, like they just straight up punch the mentally ill when they're running out.
Oh yeah.
I'm like,
cold clocks.
What message are we sending here? Like, just
you got to be quiet. You got to be bam.
Yeah, like that part, and then the part when they put Steven in the chair to put the implant, and the doctor just punches them. Like, the nurse.
I saw. Yeah, he just goes, get out of here.
We don't do any anesthesia. We just knock these people out.
Knock them right out.
And I swear to God, I did not know that whole when he escapes, that's a Total Recall homage. That has to be because he escapes with the giant spike on it.
Yeah,
and they don't show it,
I noticed
it's
like
got
it shows a
blood all
spike and
over
then
it.
it goes away.
But it's got blood all over it, so you obviously used it at some points. That's straight from Total
does it
Recall.
have blood on it?
Yeah, but
didn't
I don't
notice
think
that.
I don't think we saw that. I think they cut that out, but that's straight from Total Recall.
I mean, we see him shank the first guy with the scalpel.
yes, yeah.
And then when he cold clocks the scientist coming in with the sunglasses in Rachel's room, it's so corny. It's just like a hand pops out, like dunk. And the scientist goes, okay, fall down now. It's just like, oh man,
Yeah.
so cheesy.
And obviously, like, I love. I mean, you knew that even if you didn't know anything about the movie, you knew that eventually Steven's parents were going to sign him up for the program. You knew that was going to happen. But I love the fact that when they're outside and all
they're beating the crap out of the parents don't come out at all. They're just okay
he's
with
like,
it.
oh, it's all part of the process. I'm like, you're not concerned?
I had the same note. Like, are you not doing anything? And this guy just grabbed your daughter, by the way. He grabs her and pulls her back in.
Pulls her back into the house.
Get your hands off my kid.
Yeah, they were
Like,
so weak.
They're so stupid.
Yeah. So I'll give you some. No, I don't have a lot of reviews. I'll give you one review. Because I know you. I kind of sense that you hated it, so I got a review that's a good one. Lisa Schwartz.
I go the opposite.
Lisa Schwartzbaum wrote. This was when she worked with Entertainment Weekly. I don't even know if she still works for them. But for all its influences, Disturbing Behavior establishes a semi-real, semi-supernatural, part mocking, part commiserating genre of its own. A state so precarious that those expecting chiller frights or warmer laughs may be disappointed.
How's that a positive review?
I don't even know what that means.
That just makes it seem like this movie, which doesn't know what it wants to be, is neither a horror movie, a comedy movie, a thriller movie, or a romance.
I got to think that maybe they know going in the troubles with the film. I mean, they're in the industry. People talk.
Entertainment Weekly usually is tough to get a good grade.
Well, this is back when Entertainment Weekly was like they were like everyone had.
I would always use
Premiere, Entertainment Weekly.
I'd always read the Entertainment Weekly reviews. I'd always hate everything.
Yeah, they weren't really.
Not hate everything. Everything got a C or a C plus.
So basically, you're not recommending this to anybody.
No,
really.
There's so many other 90s like Dimension films, movies.
Oh, I'm totally recommending this.
Just to watch one of the other ones.
No.
There's so many better other films. You can't just recommend it. You watch it. It's terrible.
Well, everyone's already going to watch Scream, and I Know What You Did Last Summer, and I still know what you did last summer. They're going to watch all those films already. There's Urban Legend. There's going to be movies that people don't watch. Like this is we're talking about forgotten cinema here. Like we could say we can call it forgotten trash. We could say that, but like I understand you're not going to.
You're not finding your own forgotten gem in this one.
I would recommend it. I'd be like, you want to see Joey Porter from Dawson's Creek being in a movie where she's just getting attacked by people? Here you go. Watch this.
Want to see her get groped in a basement?
Joey Porter. Is it Porter or Potter? Potter?
I don't remember her last name.
Man, shame on me. I watched the first season. I stopped watching after a while. It was dumb after that. It's I don't know. I mean, it's trash. It's just fun trash. It's 84 minutes. That's why.
It felt longer though.
Really?
I thought it felt long. I was like, this felt like a 2-hour movie.
I mean, I forgot a lot of.
Yeah, you thought this movie had pod people in it.
I did.
That's why our intro mentions.
I'm not changing it, so I don't care. I don't care.
We got one episode left. It's too late.
Yeah, no, I forgot about the whole stuff with the mental hospital. I forgot about the whole stuff with William Sadler's care. I knew about the rat thing. I knew that a little bit, but I forgot how it ended. Like I forgot that he just drives off the cliff. I mean,
there's no fixing him. You've seen him.
You don't like his last line? You don't like it? You don't like his homage to the song he says, the song lyric when he's like, "Teacher, leave these kids alone."
He drives off.
Yeah,
Faculty did it better.
Faculty was 97.
I think it comes out right after this for some reason.
Is it 98?
Let me look it up.
Well, Butler's doing that. You can find us. I forgot.
The Faculty's 98.
So what time? When in 98?
I'm looking. It's all the way at the bottom here. December 25th, so the very end.
Wow, it was a Christmas film?
Yep.
Where are you?
IMDb.
See if you can find when it was being filmed. It started. Oh no, this was in production. This is May of 96. Nope. April 13th, 1998, June 26th, 1988. So this came out during the Disturbing Behavior's whole debacle. Because I know that in the night when Scream came out and was popular, you just had a slew of these teenage young adult
Train Your Pups,
horror
yeah.
movies coming, just coming and coming. It was great. But you had just a slew of them.
That's
So
where all the
Urban
Dimension
Legend,
film
we
stuff
talked-
came out. Yeah.
So the faculty just wanted to, they just been churning this stuff out, and so they must have been 2 scripts going around about this type of
Stuff.
kids being
Changed
in
a school, yeah.
So that's interesting because they always have that. So that's interesting. I didn't realize Faculty was a Christmas movie.
No, I mean
That's interesting. All right, Butler. So obviously, we're not going to keep going with this. I guess you don't. Why are we saying it's forgotten?
the Faculty, I think, is why this is forgotten.
Oh, really?
The Faculty, like we said, it's almost the same plot. It's a better movie. It's almost exactly the same time. And The Faculty is also Dimension Films, right?
This isn't Dimension. This is
Disturbing Behavior
this
is not
was
Dimension?
New Line and MGM bought it.
Okay.
So, but The Faculty is, I believe. Hang on, I'll go right now. Crap.
Just like I think that
It only made 11 million this opening weekend
The Faculty,
Yeah.
ended up making more afterward.
on DVD.
That's not
It made a total of 40 million on a $15 million budget. It had the same budget as
Disturbing Behavior.
yeah.
And it looks better in
Well, you had Robert Rodriguez doing it, and you had Kevin Williamson with the script.
But yeah, I think that's why. I think that The Faculty comes out, it's almost the exact same storyline. Disturbing Behavior comes out, kind of sputters. By the time it comes out on video, things didn't come out on video like 2 days later back then. So you're probably looking at a close to Christmas release, probably November release for the DVD and VHS for this movie. And it's just going to get killed by The Faculty coming out.
So you think because The Faculty's in theaters?
I don't think the fact that this movie is not very good has anything to do with how much money it made. Like you said, these teenage horror movies usually make money, if not in the initial release, in the video release. And I think the fact that The Faculty just kind of ate that kind of release period probably is why it's forgotten.
So this film came out on nope, it doesn't even have it. Doesn't even have it. I was trying to look when they released the DVD. Doesn't even give me that information. Gives me information in terms of like the re-releases and the reprints and the Blu-rays and all that stuff, but not the original release. So interesting. Okay, yeah, maybe that's true.
Why do you think it's forgotten?
Obviously, because it's not as good as the other stuff. I think you're right. I think because people like you keep badmouthing it.
I didn't know how to badmouth it.
No, I didn't. I never thought this was forgotten. I always remember this movie. I always remember the experience of watching it. And I know there's a couple of people that I've talked with you about it who are like, yeah, I love that film. So I think because it's.
I bet I know who loves this.
Who? Go ahead.
John Doolin?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. John. It's for you, John. You should. John has a podcast called You Can't Sit With Us. I don't know if they've done any episodes in a while, but
I know they're far apart now.
well, yeah, but that doesn't mean they can't do episodes.
Zoom.
So yeah, but check it out. You Can't Stay With Us. I like it. But anyways, I think that I've not just John, but other people. I've had conversations with people about disturbing behavior. Maybe because of people my age, and we watched
And
that
you don't
movie.
remember the movie. You think it had pod people. And you don't even remember. That
I'm
it's
sorry.
this movie.
You know how many movies I've watched, Butler? Some these things
It's
bleed
starting
together.
to rot your brain. Feel.
That's why I'm rewatching it. I'm rewatching it and I figured it out. But yeah, it's probably forgotten because it's not great. People forget about it. People watch The Faculty. People watch Scream, and I know what you did last summer. All the movies we talked about, they're not gonna. This is a movie that you wouldn't pick up on.
Do you think Urban Legends is forgotten?
I don't know as many people who like Urban Legend. Urban Legend is one of those films that I think doesn't cross over. Like, you know how like horror films are like Scream is
Sure.
a horror film, but Scream also crossed over into mainstream.
Sure, because it was
So-
taking the piss
right.
out of itself as well.
I don't think that Urban Legend has made that crossover to mainstream as
because it was
much.
more of a horror movie.
Because I don't know a lot of people that wouldn't normally see horror films talk to me about Urban Legend.
Right.
When I have conversations with people about Urban Legends, it's people who watch films and people who love horror films. So maybe in terms of mainstream, because I know What You Did Last Summer was another mainstream one that kind
Sure.
of crossed over. I think because of its stars and because of its, it was hot off of Scream and stuff like that. Faculty, I think, is like that too because of Kevin Williamson. Because Kevin Williamson was from Dawson's Creek and all that, right? Yeah, Dawson's Creek and all that stuff. So yeah, but you could make a case that it's forgotten in terms of just regular. Put it on the list, Butler. Sure. So that's my long-winded statement about Disturbing Behavior.
nice.
It's trash. I know it's trash, but I like it. And don't listen to Butler. You should still check it out. You know what else you should check out? where you can find us.
You can find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube. That's right. We're on YouTube now. You're seeing us. You're seeing me right now. Tell you to hit that like button. Smash that like button is what they like to say, but I hate when people say that on YouTube. And subscribe to us. It really helps the channel grow and get out to more people so we can make more episodes maybe later.
Smashing because the algorithm tells you not to smash instead of to tap that like button.
Everyone just says smash that like button.
Gotcha.
I hate it.
Right.
I hate it.
So we usually come out every Wednesday. So that's obviously, our old podcast episodes came out every Wednesday. So we stuck with that this year. But we actually have an extra bonus episode this season for Forgotten Horror. It'll be out on Halloween. So, you'll get to see, before you go trick or treating, you can listen to this movie that we're doing. And actually, we're going to be doing a sequel, which is, I think it's the first sequel we've done.
We've done a couple of sequels, but not many.
Have we? Oh, we did the two Jakes.
Yep.
And I can't think of anything else
Off the top of my head now. But I'm sure we've done more sequels.
All right, so next week we're doing Halloween 3, Season of the Witch. This one does not have Michael Myers in it, so sorry, guys. So that is next week. That'll come out on Halloween, so if you want to kind of watch that before we cover it, it'll be great. Until then, we'll see you then. I'm Mike Field.
I'm Mike Butler.
And this has been Forgotten Cinema. No, wait a minute. Forgotten Horror.
Keep it spooky, y'all.
Hey, everyone. Thanks for watching the show.
Yeah, if you like what you saw, check out all the other videos we have. They should be there. Maybe there. I don't know. They could be anywhere, but check out all those other videos. Like and subscribe, like we say in the show. It really helps out. And we hope you like what you saw. If you're just watching this while October's still going on, keep it spooky. And if October's over, you can still keep it spooky. Don't listen to what anyone else says. That Christmas stuff is out way too early.
Bye, guys.